Here from the Middle East to the States, he's Arab American. Me, somebody that was born here, raised in the States, I'm American Arab. In essence, we're all one.
I'm proud to be married to an Arab American, but I'm still proud that I'm Irish.
We work very hard also to help America grow and become the greatest nation.
Unlike Polish American or Italian American or Irish American, they come from one country. Arab Americans are diverse. They come from 22 different countries.
And is carrying two identities, a pride in his past and optimism for the future in the United States.
We had an unfortunate incident in 1982.
That war hurt a lot of people. Many people were injured, and many people left the country at that time.
During the invasion of Israel to Lebanon, Israelis bombed our building, so we lost 9 people. That's my mom. My sister. And my aunts. It was difficult.
9/11 was a very tragic time for all Americans. It's a very tragic time for Arab Americans, Muslims in particular. It was a double whammy.
The first thing happened is the attack on America. And being an American, the attack was on you. The second attack that came immediately after that, it was harder on Arab Americans because it was guilt by association. As soon as they knew that those who have attacked us have Arab names and Muslim backgrounds and Muslim faith, then we became all guilty.
And I really wish that we Muslims did not have to take the burden of proving ourselves innocent.
People all of a sudden started pointing their fingers at Dearborn and stating that, you know, the city's full of terrorists.
Somebody else did something somewhere else. That doesn't mean you have something to do with it, you know? You're your own person, you're your own self.
My heart sunk. And I think when I say my heart sunk, it was the heart of all Arab Muslims, because all eyes came to Dearborn. Everybody came to Dearborn. The government came to Dearborn, and the world came to Dearborn.
The immediate reaction in the community was what the retaliation is going to be. I mean, it's like you felt that, you know, you might get attacked, basically, based on this news.
September 11 for many people have disrupted their lives, their businesses, and I can attest to that. When I got up one morning and my staff told me that we have had a majority of our contracts for our Arabic magazine had been canceled. We had been proud of our achievement. We were going to our 3rd year. It was a tough time for us, especially when I had to set my employees and give them the news that there would be no longer Arabica. It was a dream shattered.
When I'm in the United States, I'm Dr. Abu Soud, the guy who saves lives, the guy who has made a difference with many patients and many institutions and many other colleagues. But when I'm going through a border, especially coming back home, and that's the United States, I'm not Dr. Abu Soud. Sometimes I feel like my name is Osama. Very insulting. I am thirst more often than not. My bags are opened and unzipped and thirst more often than not. And it does feel that I'm suspect.
People do not recognize the difference between Muslim religion and one bad Muslim. I mean, that's a big difference. Just like you have one bad Christian and, you know, like whole religion of Christianity. So people did not distinguish between the two.
There was a moment where we as Muslims, we as a community and Arabs, we truly embraced each other for strength.
If you live in the city, you know that the Arabs here in Dearborn are great people. You know, they look out for their neighbors, they look out for their friends. you know, they look out for the community.
Whoever fight in the name of religion and kill somebody else, none of the books that God descended on us would tell you to do that.
We need to basically bring people together. Extremists operate by dividing people, and we need to work to bringing people together. And that's the only way you can defeat terrorism and extremism.
I know we'll go through this somehow. I have strong belief in the systems in this country, but it will be a while, I think.
There is no justification for Arab Americans to continue to feel this way. I mean, there is no justification for them to be under this kind of pressure.
This is our country by choice, and we love it, and we protect it just like anyone else. And this incident should not hurt the community anymore.
Is an opportunity for us as a state to stand together with the Arab American community, our brothers and sisters, to say these are our family members too. And you cannot assume suspicion on somebody who is a citizen here, who has lived here, who has family here. We are, in effect, no different.
I think if 9/11 hadn't happened, the Arab American community would be right where the Italian American community or the Polish American or any other hyphenated American. They would have been proud Americans doing their, little bit to that and make up this fabric that we call America.
I think that a big misconception about Muslim Americans is the Jesus factor. And people don't realize what a big part of the Quran Jesus is. And he was the miracle maker. And we have Moses, and we have Noah, and Abraham, and the prophets of all the different faiths. And then you come down to Prophet Muhammad, which is the last prophet that we believe finalized all the other religions and took pretty much what all the messengers were here to give and just gave us the last and final word.
I think the biggest misunderstanding that non-Arabs have of Arab Americans is this idea that we have some kind of a dual loyalty to our motherland and to America. I'm a third-generation Lebanese. I'm very proud of my heritage, but I'm an American first.
And I feel I am more American than any other American who was born here, because I chose this country to be my country.
The myth in the community at large that or Arabs are terrorists or Arabs are Muslims. We always say that the Arab community has Christians and Muslims. They have the bad and the good, and you cannot taint the entire community with negative and stereotyping.
The general stereotype is we stay at home, subordinate to our husbands, we come second, that kind of thing, which I don't think is true at all. I don't know why the stereotype stuck so hard with Arab American women. I think women in general have come such a long way, because I think nowadays women are out there and getting more involved, holding different positions, whether or not they're Arab American or women in general, just they're out there.
If you're dying of a heart attack and you need help, I don't think you're going to refuse it because the doctor behind that mask that's about to save your life is an Arab.
We can find Arab American who have served in the U.S. military, who have died for this country, and goes back from the first, the independent war, the Revolution War.
Our first recorded Arab American to give his life for this country was Private Nathan Bedeen, who died on May 23rd, 1776. A month and a half before the independence, which was July 4th.
Many of them served in the First World War and died in the First World War. Same thing for the Second World War.
Over 15,000 Arab Americans served in World War II. That's a great number, and a lot of people don't know that the freedom of this country was also with the help and participation of the Arab American community.
Arabs have served in the military in every war that this country has fought for freedom. Including the Gulf Wars.
We're no different than any other people in the U.S. Who've immigrated here, came here for the same hopes and dreams. With that, I wanted to give back to this country and thank America for having us here and to prove that I was an American just like anyone else, and felt that joining the military would give me the credibility to consider myself a first-class citizen.
You will find many Arab women cover their hair, Muslim women especially. If you remember of your grandmother or great-grandmother, whether she's Italian, Muslim, or Christian, the women tend to cover their hair.
The dress code that our ladies wear is a dress code of modesty. And if you could look and see the picture of Virgin Mary, you will never see her without veil. Look at